everybody doing? Good evening to everybody. Thank you, and thank you for joining in. Share this video out. It is really important that you share this video out. I'm driving right now and I'm heading to pick up some equipment. Thank you so much for joining in. Let's share. I will wait for some people to join in this live feed so we can start. And it is nice to say hello to you guys on this Monday. Monday, what day is it? Monday, May what? Monday, May. I don't even know what day we are in, man. What the hell? May, whatever. Monday in May. So nice to say hello to every single one of you. Wow, it jumped to almost 60 people. Howdy. Like my partner, Real Anthony Whittle says. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News, correspondent for Real America's Voice News and the Windy Bell Radio Network. May 16th. Thank you so much for that. You guys are so nice and they're always looking out for me. Thank you so much. It is so important, your participation in our platforms. Without you, we cannot achieve sometimes information that we dig into so much, and that we have been preaching and talking about it, that in a moment or in a way it was going to come out. And now we are seeing it with our own eyes. Like this video, share this video, hit that bell button on YouTube, please. Hit that bell button. Let's hit that bell button, please. So this is what has been going on. You guys have been hearing us at Border Network News and also Oscar L. Blue. We have been talking about the global compact of migration. No politician in the United States of America, right wing or left wing, is talking about the global compact of immigration. No politician in Mexico is talking about the global compact of immigration. No politician in Central and South America is talking about the global compact of immigration. There is a few of us that we talk about this, and it is the root of the problem of this mass irregular migration. In this horrible catastrophe that is happening to human beings, migrants, that they are migrating, walking and losing their lives, being kidnapped and going through these horrible atrocities that basically the incentivized governments are incentivizing the cartels to profit out of this. We already know this. Mexico signed the Global Compact of Immigration. Canada signed the Global Compact of Immigration. And in 2015, Barack Obama signed the Global Compact of Immigration as to be a sponsor or a participant of the Global Compact of Immigration. What does that say to you? It says that the United States of America in 2015 was part of this global immigration. So Donald Trump came in and Donald Trump said, we are not going to be part of the United Nations. We are not going to be part of this globalistic agenda. And we are going to step away from these global international agreements because they only bring chaos and catastrophe, and the United States is not going to be able to sustain and ultimately to control this, because it's going to be a huge irregular influx. So he came in and he denied the United Nations. He tried to re-elect himself and he lost the election. Whether it was stolen or not, the election was given to Joe Biden and the Biden-Harris administration. And as Biden was going to win, I was telling everybody, hopefully Biden does not win. Before even Joe Biden got elected, I was telling every United States American citizen, if Joe Biden gets elected, you are going to see the most massive migration in history of the United States of America. And people were saying, I believe it, but I don't believe it until I see it, Oscar Blue. And what started happening? What started happening, it is what we are seeing right now. That is a huge mass migration into your country. And guess what? We were thinking and we were seeing that all this irregular migration was not being stopped by the Biden administration, by the Biden-Harris administration, and not only by the Biden-Harris administration, but also Alejandro Mayorkas, the Secretary of Homeland Security, not doing anything about it, which tells you that something fishy was going on. Something behind the scenes was going on. And we were also speculating, us, Border Network News, Anthony Agüero and myself, and also Ben Berquam from Real America's Voice News and Frontline America. Doesn't it look fishy? Possibly the United States of America, with the Biden and Harris administration, snuck in the Global Compact of Immigration as soon as he came into office. But we were doubting about that. We were consistently thinking possibly they snuck it in, possibly they did not. Possibly they were speculating this global compact to be signed by the United States. As the Biden administration came in, Antonio Guterres, the Secretary of International Relations for the United Nations, said this: "We are so happy Biden administration is changing immigration policies and to accepting migrant from across the world without discrimination, and ultimately giving them opportunity to enter to the promised land that is the United States of America." So that tells you, immediately I started assuming, me, Oscar Blue, from my optic, from my perspective, I started assuming that Joe Biden has signed the Global Compact of Immigration. And I started telling to my audience, watch out, because I believe strongly that the United Nations is already in your country, operating on the immigration law, and ultimately taking decisions on immigration and your law of immigration, as they have done the United Nations with our law in Mexico, as the United Nations have done also with the Central American countries, and also Europe. The United Nations has invested themselves and has been investing themselves and instigating and infiltrating themselves in different countries, as such as Europe and also Central America and South America. But we were doubting that the United States was part of this globalistic agenda. And there was doubts that possibly we did not know if the United States was part of this or not. Let me put some gasoline, guys, as I am talking to you guys, right? Bear with me as we are about to put some gasoline on the car. Some gas on the car, that I need to put gas on the car. So, yesterday, a couple of days ago, I believe so, they sent me a document. That is an unbelievable document. And also my moderator sent me this document that I am about to read to you guys. And sadly, you guys are going to understand that this mass migration, it is not going to stop in the United States of America until another president comes over and says, we are getting out of the Global Compact on migration. As Germany said, we have had enough, even though Angela Merkel, it is a leftist, almost leftist, progressive leftist, leader on Germany. They did not want it to be part of the Global Compact. France, Italy, Spain, Chile, a lot of countries got out of it. Australia was offered. Australia said no. New Zealand offered. New Zealand said no. We don't want this global disorganization of immigration. It's not that we don't want. It's not that we don't want migration. It's that ultimately, hold on right a second. 500.
500 regular.
Roja.
Roja.
It's not that we don't want the global migration. It's not that we don't want migrants. It's that the process and also ultimately the whole infrastructure of your globalization of immigration, it is a complete disaster. And they have told that to the United Nations, that there's a lot of trafficking. There's a lot of trafficking of children, trafficking of women, trafficking of everything. And that ultimately you have a humongous problem with this mass migration. So a lot of countries got out of it. But there was this slight doubt on the United Nations that it was going to be infiltrating in the United States in the next incoming administration, that it was the Biden-Harris administration. Guess what happened? I will read this document right here. And I want you to search it. And I want you to do your own research as to know why this mass migration, it is not going to stop in the next incoming years in the Biden-Harris administration. And if the Biden-Harris administration continues to re-elect themselves for 4 more years, it is not going to stop. Why? Because the United States now, it is a sponsor of the Global Compact of Immigration. And it is a document that is already for you to read and for you to research and for you to understand. Gracias, señor. For you to understand that you are part of the globalization of immigration, like Mexico, like Central and South America, like some other countries in Europe. The United Nations, it is already in your country running your immigration law, running your immigration system, and polluting your immigration infrastructure. And they're going to continue, and they're going to keep polluting it as they have done to multiple countries. This is the document right here that I will read right now for you guys to see. And I am going to have a live video, which Anthony Agüero and myself, and also Ben Berquam, we are going to discuss this together, the three of us, on how the leftists are trying to create this idea of open borders around the world. It says right here, Global Compact for Safe, hold on one second right here, let me read it to you guys so we can get the document correctly and well read. It says right here, Global Compact for Safe and Orderly and Regular Migration, the Bureau of Population of Refugees in Migration. It says right here, in honor of upcoming International Migrants Day, of the upcoming International Migrants Day, we release our revised U.S. National Statement on the Global Compact for Safe and Orderly Regulation, number 117 KB. The Biden-Harris administration, it is committed to safe, orderly, and humane migration around the world, including the United States, including to the United States. We commit to working with other countries to enhance cooperation to manage migration in ways that are grounded in human rights, transparency, non-discrimination, responsibility, sharing, and state sovereignty. This is a statement from the United States government. Also says, the GCM, the Global Compact of Migration, it is an aspirational document that expresses a common voluntary political intention and intended course of action of states to pursue. It reflects a vision that the United States aspires to achieve to the extent consistent with our laws, regulation, policies, and particular obligations under the international law, while also seeking, where appropriate, to improve our domestic laws and policies. The Global Compact on Migration are the sovereign right of states to determine their national migration policy and their prerogative to govern migration within their jurisdiction in conformity with international law, while also critically recognizing that international migration, it is inherently transnational phenomenon that no state can or should address alone. Somebody is making a really ironical comment, that is, you just find out that they're liars. That is the subject. That is the theme of the live feed. It's not that I just found out. It's that I am saying, in regards to the Global Compact of Immigration, if you can put attention to the live feed, you will understand what I'm talking about, specifically of what they have lied. What it is happening right here. I will tell you what is happening. It is clear and it is obvious that the one that is running the show in the United States of America, it is Barack Obama. The one that is doing this immigration system, this modern day slavery, it is Barack Obama. And I will tell you this, if the Biden-Harris administration reelects themselves in the next incoming 4 years, you are going to see the most massive deportations in history of the United States of America. The president that deported more individuals in history, it is Barack Obama. But he did it with a financial purpose, to provide jobs with private companies, and also to have an alliance and an allegiance with private detention centers and also private prisons. This is a huge humanitarian business, and they are profiting out of this. This is a plan. It is all magically and strategically being done. And you will see it more increasingly and increasing day by day by day. I am sad to say that the United States of America, it is now under, clearly, now and openly, under global immigration law. Hold on. Hola, ¿qué tal? Gracias. It is under global immigration law. Sadly, and this is sadly because I am practically, being honest with you, in terms to, hold on. In terms to what is happening to your country. This is what is actually what you guys have said multiple times. Why is Mexico not doing anything? When Mexico has been clearly, clearly has been trying to stop massive caravans. When it's a massive caravan, they had tried to decrease it due to the fact that, it is an irregular way to migrate. But also Guatemala has done what they can to stop it. But now it is all said and done. You have Canada. That Canada, it is in the Global Compact of Immigration. You have the United States that is in the Global Compact of Immigration. You have Mexico that is in the Global Compact of Immigration. So now it is actually a fact. They are trying to take the term border away from a sovereign country. This is why New Zealand was not part of it. Australia was not part of it. Most recently, Poland did not want it to be a part of this globalization of immigration. So you are going to see this mass migration, never-ending story. It is not prohibiting people from migrate to another country. No. the leftists and the snowflakes are going to try to flip it to you saying you're a racist, you don't want migrants, you don't want this, you don't want them to migrate. No. Don't flip it to that. It is all the atrocities that come with open border immigration. All the irregularities and illicit activity that come with an open border mafia. That is trafficking of children, trafficking of people, and also trafficking of drugs, and the multiple people that they suffer the consequences of rape and trafficked through this horrible travesties that are occurring, like in the Darien Gap in Panama, like in Central and South America, and ultimately now in Mexico, that Mexico has become this narco country that our president of Mexico has said criminals and also leaders of cartels have humanitarian rights. Also, we need to protect them also. That's what our Mexican president just said. Just for you to understand why letting these criminals run our country. So, I am, disappointed into a stage where I can only bear to understand that these politicians behind closed doors, all these congressional candidates and these rhinos, as you call them, that they are Republican rhinos, right-wing politicians, that they are comfortable in their seat and they're not doing anything about it. Right-wing politicians that they speak a lot and they talk a lot, but they don't do action into what they have to do in their obligations to serve the country and to serve the people, and they owe to their constitution and the law, and they fail to do so. Not to even talk about the left-wing politicians, that they are not doing anything to protect their own country and to protect their own people, and they are for the automatic destruction of the law of the United States of America, the freedom of Americans in the United States, or United States citizens to say, because America is a continent, it's not a country. So, sadly, it is done, and I really, literally, I am flabbergasted to trying to process this as they're trying to normalize immigration, trying to normalize the fact that there's no border, there's going to be no border at all. Somebody saying, Oscar, you're way behind. No. You're the one that is way behind. We know we are under Marxism. For the love of God, with these comments, says, you're a new viewer? Are you a new viewer? We have been talking about communism and socialism and all this kind of stuff. We have been talking about it. You are way behind in my life. For God's sake, do you know about the Global Compact of Immigration? Do you know that it was signed in 2015 and now it has been signed by the Biden-Harris administration? What has Marxism has to do with the Global Compact of Immigration? For God's sake, get in the plan, man. Get in the live feed. This is the problem. People do not get into the topic. Holy cow. The most sad thing about this is that when you let the United Nations run your country, it is going to be a complete disaster. It is going to be a complete disaster. And these people are talking about that this mass migration did not started from the Biden-Harris administration. That this mass migration was happening also with Donald Trump. Why don't you say why this mass migration started happening? Why don't you say why? And you know why you don't say why? Because there's a lot of political interest behind the United Nations. That they're the number one provider and an habilitator for all these globalist agreements. The United Nations, if they talk about a global compact of immigration, if they have talked about a global compact of immigration, why no politician is talking about this? None. No politician whatsoever. It is talking about the global compact of immigration, and it is the root of the problem. It is the root of the problem, and it is because of that it was signed in 2015. You had a mass migration. Now they're trying to blame it on the 45th president. I'm not defending Trump. I'm not putting it on the side of Trump. I'm saying, say the truth why it started. Say the truth why this mass migration started happening. And say the truth about your intentions. Say it. God bless everybody that is watching. Thank you so much for joining in. We are driving right now. We are going to get some equipment. And it's nice. It's a beautiful day out here. But I will suggest there is my moderator, manager, producer posting consistently the link to that document. You have the ability and you have also the freedom to go and read it. The United States is a sponsor of the Global Compact of Immigration, which means they are part of it also. Which means NGOs are going to be consistently operating in your country. And which means that now, sadly, it is more than obvious that since this Biden-Harris administration started, being the leaders of the country of the United States of America, it is obvious that their ideology of open borders is how they want to manage their country. We are going to do a live, Anthony Agüero, Ben Berquam, and myself, to talk about how this is so disgustingly being rubbed through our throats, the citizens, because it's not only, it's not only basically the United States, it's also Central American countries, South American countries, that they are having humongous problems with the global agenda and the global compact of immigration. God bless you all. Read about that global compact of immigration. Read the root of read where this problem has been generated from. Read it. This is why these leftists, these lawyers that they operate with NGOs, they tell you, you only talk about the global compact of immigration. You only talk about the United Nations. That is the root of the problem. You want me to shut up. You don't want me to talk about nothing else. You don't want me to mention your boss, the philanthropist, George Soros. Imagine a philanthropist that puts children in danger, migrating through the jungles and through the seas. Imagine that. Quick shout out to Ms. Jerry Lee. Thank you so much for the info. Thank you so much. Big hug to you. Ms. Jan, Ms. Mary Yates, to all of our followers. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Follow my partner, Real Anthony Agüero. You can follow him now at his Facebook page that is called Real Anthony Agüero on Getter. That is his Facebook page. Also at Anthony Agüero Live at YouTube. Also, you can follow him at Real Anthony Agüero at YouTube. Also, you can follow me in Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Telegram, and Getter as Oscar L. Blue. Instagram as Oscar L. Blue Media and Oscar L. Blue Team. You can follow me on all those platforms. Real America's Voice News, also the voice of the people. Ben Berquam, Frontline America with Ben Berquam. And the Wendy Bell Radio Network. Download the app and you are free to go over there and listen to Wendy Bell Radio Network. Read, 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 read. Don't get distracted by stupidity and also by things that they are smoke screens that they are creating for you to not put attention to what they are doing. The globalists, as everybody knows, and the elite are reordering the world, changing the constitutions and changing the law. and how they operate on different countries. As you see, the Constitution of the United Nations, or the legal document that says these are the rights and these are the articles of how we represent, it is almost exactly the same as a lot of constitutions around the world. Watch out. Sadly, the United Nations now is operating your immigration law. It is not a speculation, it is a fact. God bless you all. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, peace and love. Because always you're